Marcus Riley here, making a response video to 904 callers. Is MGTOW really that serious? 2. Let's check out what he has to say.
Alright, now I'm back with another video, and on my last video, I was just saying how I was feeling about MGTOW, and of course in the comment section that led to a pissing fest. I know, but hey, that's, spirit of debate. A lot of it was, serious and legit. Some of it was just bullshit, but, that's what YouTube is about, is get together and saying what you feel. But, here's what I want to say about the MGTOWs, okay? Now, the main concept of a MGTOW is just to be by himself and live life the way he sees fit, and without the shackles of marriage or just any base relationship.
I don't understand where you get this idea that MGTOWs have to be by themselves. I never heard of, any MGTOW saying if you're not by yourself, you're not a MGTOW. I go out, I like to have fun. I go to nightclubs, I dance with women. I still date women sometimes. But I consider myself going my own way. So, I don't necessarily agree with what you're saying there.
But the question is, is a MGTOW even date-worthy or marriage-worthy to begin with? Because like I said,
who defines who's date-worthy or marriage-worthy? When you make a statement like that, it seems like you're just trying to use, an insult to people who call themselves MGTOWs. It's like you're saying you're not date-worthy or marriage-worthy because you chose to go on your own way. Who defines who's date-worthy or marriage-worthy?
Before, you can't blame a woman for your destruction of a relationship. You can't keep using that excuse. Some of it is on you, okay? And if you're just boring schmuck who's just paying the bills and just not really, catering to the family life, then of course she's gonna get pissed. All right?
Well, somebody's gotta work and pay the bills, right? Somebody's gotta keep food on the table. So if a woman gets bored with you and pissed, then she's the one with the problem. Because if somebody doesn't work, then your family's not gonna eat. Your family's not gonna have a roof over their head. Those things happen. Somebody's gotta work. Somebody's gotta provide. So I can't take sides with women on that one.
She's gonna find someone else to stimulate her in other ways, just like a man would do in the same situation. Okay, men do marry boring women, and they cheat to find someone who's more exciting. Okay, and the thing is, all right, when a MGTOW even finds the right one, okay, what I fear is going to happen once he gets a relationship started with this girl, he's going to really, unleash all of his frustrations and miseries of his past dating life onto her.
But what you're saying there is just pure speculation. There's no proof that a person who calls himself a MGTOW is going to do that. What you're saying, they're going to release frustrations on somebody else. There's no proof of that at all. You're just, speculating and guessing that that'll happen.
Okay? And she doesn't even deserve that. And it's going to make the relationship really rocky. He's going to bring up a lot of past shit. He's going to talk about what men should be doing, what women should be doing, and how dreary the world is, and all that stuff. And, it's just going to overwhelm him and her. Okay? And
again, how can you prove that a man going their own way is going to actually do that? There's no way that you can prove that they're going to do that. You're just speculating.
Like the feminist who runs into a good guy, she does the same thing, okay? Because when you're in an extremist group of just of this type, running into good people can be very traumatic because you're not expecting to. You've already made up your mind that the world is just a bullshitty place and there's no heaven on earth, period. Okay? Now, we all know the world's messed up, but the world and life does have its bright spots. But for MGTOWs and feminists, the only way they can continue in this life and to live by their principles is to, number one, see what they want to see.
It seems like you're trying to put MGTOW and feminists in the same boat, and they're not the same at all. They're not the same at all. Feminists, they only look out for the interests of feminists, for the betterment of the situation for women, That's all the feminists are looking out for. MGTOWs are simply men going their own way, making their own decisions, doing whatever they want to do, So I don't see how feminists and MGTOW can be placed in the same boat like you're placing them in.
And number two, in a strange way, avoid the people who may destroy their ideas. Okay? But see, the world is about change. We do adapt. But you can't deny that, people were built to socialize with each other, to network with each other, to work as teams, okay, to, get things done. Now, when it comes to, men and women, on an individual level, it does seem like men are able to live alone for long periods of time. Because your hermits are normally men. Okay, you rarely find a hermit female. Okay, that's not gonna last. But women do live alone too. But it just seems to be the majority of men who are basically capable of living out in the woods, in some log cabin or in some desolate place, like the mountains or the desert or something like that. Okay. Men were built for that, okay? Like I said, women can live alone too, but, not at that extreme, okay? So, what do you guys think about that, okay? Are MGTOW...
What I think about it is, it's more speculation on your part, How does anybody know how a woman can live out in the extreme, That's taken away from women, I don't know what the next woman can do. I've seen a woman gut a house by herself, She broke down walls, she broke toilets apart, she broke down, everything in the house, all by herself. She broke down a gutted house. So women are capable of, that type of work and that type of lifestyle, living in the extreme. So, I don't necessarily agree with what you're saying. I feel like women can survive just like men can.
And feminists, are they afraid that some good person is going to come along and just, destroy their system just based on the sheer force of their personality alone? Okay? Are you even ready for relationships in general? Does this go back to high school and middle school days? Alright?
If the man going his own way wants a relationship, then clearly he's ready for one. It's pretty much simple as that,
you just have this pessimistic view of stuff. You don't want to do anything with other people. Are you naturally like that? And then this grows and you carry this into adulthood. And
okay, I'm gonna stop right here. This video, he seems like he's just going on and on with speculation and rhetoric, that he thinks of men going their own way. I'll say this. I mean, you seem like you're pretty upset. Maybe a man going his own way, a guy calling himself a man going his own way did you something. So now you feel like you gotta lash out on everybody, but I mean, you just making false claims against men going their own way. I watched this video and I'm like, what is this guy talking about? Nobody said you had to be alone and, be away from women, I mean, it seems like you're just angry in this video and you're just making it just to get a rise out of people. That's just my opinion on that. And, I still like your channel. I still think, your older videos were good, but this new stuff you're doing, this, constant bash fest, I don't really see where you're coming from with this, but, this is my response, a real quick response, and, tell me what you think.